want to put on as small an indicator as you can get away with. This big indicator I have here is just way too heavy for this water. Notice my casting is really clunky. I can't really false cast with it. It's bouncing all over the place. And when it hits the water, it makes a big splat. It's probably going to spook the fish, and it just makes casting tough. So go with an indicator that's big enough to float the flies, but not so big that it's going to make a big splat on the water. I really like a yarn indicator. It's a lot easier to cast. It doesn't land with a big splat like the plastic ones do, and it's actually a lot more sensitive. Sometimes strikes are difficult to detect on flat water because the fish doesn't take the fly as hard, but that yarn will really bounce and wiggle when you have a strike. Sometimes yarn indicators get a little waterlogged. They're not totally waterproof like the plastic kind are, so you're going to have to retreat them. So there's a couple things you can do. One is you can make a couple of quick false casts, just like you would a dry fly, to dry it off, and that should help. But if it still continues to sink and you can't see it, it's easy enough to just bring the indicator in and take the same dry fly powder, desiccant powder, dip it in there, grind it around a little bit, make sure it's thoroughly dried, and now that indicator will float high for another hour or two.
Tom nipped through this little run here against the bank, and I decided that I was going to follow him behind him with a red-headed egg-sucking leech, kind of like a, well, it's an egg-sucking leech actually. And I was able to move this brown twice, didn't sting it in any way, but then decided I'd best give it a bit of a rest. So cast upstream for 30 seconds or so, and then put it back in and came out and ate it. So if you see a fish, if you flash a fish and you don't prick the fish, give that fish a bit of a rest and go right back at it, same spot, and chances are, maybe change size of the fly, and chances are you'll be able to meet one of these chunky wild browns. Thanks, buddy.
This video is made possible by Fish USA, America's fly shop. Visit us today at fishusa.com.